My name is Özkan Baran. Over my years as a police chief, I've worked in a lot of different parts of the world. I've seen things that could fill a dozen books. I tried to capture some of them in my own A Policeman's Logbook. But some stories, well, some stories just need to be told from the heart. And today, I really want to share one of those with you.
Jerusalem. It's a city so soaked in history and politics that you feel like the stones themselves carry a heavy weight. It's the kind of place that can really settle on your soul. But right in the middle of all of that, I want to tell you about the place where I could finally just breathe. My escape.
The tension in Jerusalem is something you can actually feel. It's like this constant low hum in the background. The whole city just felt gray. Every street, every building seemed to whisper stories of conflict. Honestly, it could be crushing.
But my sanctuary, the one place I could really let my guard down, well, it flew its own flag. And as you can see, it was unmistakably Italian. This harbor of mine wasn't a place on a map, it was a friendship.
And to even try to tell this story without them, Giovanni, Massimo, and Andrea, would be like trying to paint a masterpiece in black and white. They were the color. They came from all over that famous Italian boot, and each one of them brought a little piece of home with them.
And oh boy, they couldn't have been more different. Their accents, their personalities. But when you put them all together, especially with a Turk like me in the mix, all those little differences just vanished. What was left was this brilliant rainbow of personalities, just bursting with life. Those 2 years weren't just a job for me. They were about a true brotherhood. Our English was, let's say, not perfect, but it didn't matter one bit. We spoke a language that didn't need any words, that shared Mediterranean spirit, that absolute joy for just living.
And this really says it all. It was incredible how similar we were. I mean, they were just like us Turks, always talking with their hands, laughing from deep in their bellies, and speaking right from the heart. And I have to admit, they loved a little bit of gossip just as much as we do. You should have seen them around a table, analyzing some global crisis with so much passion and these wild gestures. They could turn any diplomatic headache into a spectacular one-act play.
Because you see, our real bond, our deepest connection, it wasn't forged in some official meeting or out on patrol. No. It was forged in the heat of the kitchen.
You have to understand, for us, some debates were far more important, way more urgent than any UN resolution or diplomatic crisis could ever be. I mean, these were truly matters of life and death.
And here it is, the Great Pizza Mission. We treated it like a top-level police investigation, seriously. We explored every single corner of that divided city, from tiny, hidden bakeries in East Jerusalem to the trendy new restaurants in the West. The question of the perfect crust or the most authentic sauce, for us, that was a truly life-or-death situation.
But the real magic that always happened back in our own kitchen. Because for these men, cooking wasn't just about throwing a meal together to get through the day. Oh no, it was everything. It was a belief system. It was art. It was a sacred ritual for creating happiness. I can still see it so clearly in my mind, the way they'd stand over the pot of boiling water with such incredible patience, like alchemists about to perform a great experiment. And that moment, when that golden olive oil hit the rich red tomato sauce, the whole kitchen would just fill with this unbelievable aroma. And that wasn't just the smell of food, that was the smell of home. And as soon as we sat down at that table, all the tension, all that gray weight of Jerusalem, it just melted away at the front door. Inside, there was only one language spoken, the language of friendship and amazing flavor. It was like watching a beautiful performance, really. Each of them had their own special role. There was Giovanni with his knife, chopping the vegetables so carefully, Massimo pouring the wine like it was a holy ceremony, and then there was Andrea. He'd take that first bite, close his eyes, and just for a second, he wasn't in Jerusalem anymore. He was back in Italy. And in that moment, so were we all.
That's exactly what we were. 1 Turk and 3 Italians. 2 different ends of the same beautiful sea, finding a way to truly savor life right in the heart of a very, very difficult city. They were my breathing room.
I will be forever grateful to them for bringing so much color into my gray days and for teaching me that food isn't just something you eat, it's truly an art form. Ciao, my brothers. The scent of that olive oil, the sound of your laughter, they will always have a home in the most joyful room of my memory.